Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So it's been a little while now. I do apologise for not making any videos. I haven't really been creating much lately, and I think I told you guys in one of my previous videos that where my craft room is now, it's really hot. And it's just kind of impossible for me to stay in here for long periods of time and create. So this is where all my filming setup and everything is. So yeah, there's that, and there's a little, it's just like a little bit difficult for me to create in here at the moment, but I thought I would try and make a video for you guys today because I woke up this morning and I usually scroll through Instagram every morning, see all the lovely things that people have been making on the other side of the world while I've been asleep, and I've seen people making some beautiful December dailies, December albums and things like that. Now, I am a complete failure when it comes to December dailies. I have failed 5 years in a row to complete a December daily, or even get halfway through it. It's just something that I just can't commit to every single day, but I absolutely love the idea of it. I love everything about it. I love seeing people create in their December journals and everything like that. It's so beautiful. So I decided I'm going to attempt something this year. It is here in Australia right now. It's the 2nd of December, so I am late because I didn't think I was going to make a journal of any kind this December, but yeah, just seeing everyone else's beautiful, amazing work, it's really inspired me, and I thought I'd give it a crack. I would try to create something. Now, I'm not going to do a December daily because I know I'm just not going to complete it. So I decided I'm going to try and make a very small December journal, and I'm not going to put the pressure on myself to complete something every day. I'm just going to throw things in here and there from the month of December. The other thing was too, my husband has taken a month off work starting at the end of this week, and we went and we got some theme pass tickets for my kids and for our whole family, and that's for Movie World, Sea World, Wet n Wild, Paradise Country, and it does include things like White Christmas at Movie World and events like that. So I want to document all that kind of stuff as well, so that's another reason why I thought I would give it another go. But yeah, like I said, I'm not going to put the pressure on myself to do this every day. Just whenever I can, if I want to throw little mementos and photos in here, I will. But yeah, so I set up this morning and I'm going to try and whip up something very, very quick, and I thought I'd bring you guys along with me. Now, I had already decided that I'm going to use this beautiful red fabric here. It's got flowers on it, if you can see. Of course, it's not Christmas themed, but it's red, and I think it's beautiful. And then on the inside is going to be this sort of brown. I think you guys have seen me use this numerous times. I used it in my orange journal, and I love this fabric, so I'm going to use that on the inside. I have already pre-cut some chipboard, which I just used a rigid envelope mailer that I had, and I cut that down. Now, because I kind of want to simplify this journal for myself this year, I sort of thought I wanted to make it quite small, and I was thinking of around, I think, a 6x4 size, 6x4 inches, size. So what I've done is I've cut this chipboard to 7 inches by 5 inches, just so that my papers inside I'm all going to cut down to 6x4. My spine is just a 1-inch spine, and I'm only going to put in I think just one signature, and then I thought I wanted to put some buttons on the spine, so I might put buttons and things down on that. And you know, I'm going to put very simple pages in this, and it's also going to be, I'm not going to put too many because I tend to get overwhelmed if I've got too many pages in a journal. The smaller the better for me, and the more simple the better for me. So yeah, I think max I'm going to do maybe 25 to 30 pages in this, and you know, if I want to add in more pages I can just tip them in as well. So yeah, so I think I'll get cracking now and I'll just get started on this process, and yeah, we'll have a chat. So what I've got here is I've got this, what do you call this stuff? I forget every single time, you guys. You know, part of having thyroid disease, which is what I have, I get brain fog all the time. I can't remember the names of things. It goes inside quilts. Anyway, you guys know, it's this like batting stuff. So that's going to be inside my journal. Here is the chipboard. Here is the inside cover. Here's the outside cover. Alright, so let's get started. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my fabric glue. The other thing is that I haven't been shopping for supplies in quite some time, so I'm running out of glue. I'm also running out of my cream sewing thread that I use so much in my sewing machine, so I don't have much of that left. So let's hope that it's enough. So I'm just going to whack a little bit of glue down here. I'm going to have to shake this because, like I said, I'm running out. It's kind of clogged. Hang on. Here we go. I'm just going to put a little bit because I'm going to sew on this, so it's just something to hold it in place for now. And then I'm going to trim around this batting here. Gosh, what's the name of it, you guys? Can somebody let me know in the comments, because I just keep forgetting. You guys are probably screaming at me the name of it and I'm just, yeah. So here's my spine, just a little bit of glue on that, very, very simple. I'm just going to leave a little bit of a gap, just so it turns okay. Let me just see. I just eyeball everything that I do, you guys, too. I don't measure anything. Hoping that's going to be okay. And I'm pretty sure that the spine here that I've just cut is crooked as well, so yeah. So yeah, I hope you guys have all been doing really well. Yeah, like I said, I can't be in my room for too long at the moment, and it's really frustrating me. I've been creating actually some more vintage ephemera packs that are going to be coming into my shop sort of later on in the week. So just eyeball that there, stick it down. This is going to be the inside actually, so I'm hoping that's going to be okay there. Yeah, it should be. Alright, so I'm going to grab my scissors now, my terribly blunt scissors. I'm going to go around here and just trim this off, so I will be back with you in 2 seconds, guys. Alright guys, so I've just gone and trimmed this batting around here so you can sort of see it. This is going to be the inside of my cover, this is going to be the outside, so it's going to have a bit of a softer front and back and spine. So now that that's all sort of trimmed around, you can sort of, hopefully you guys can see that okay there. I'm going to grab my fabric and just lay it over top and just turn this over here because I'm just going to fold it in. So I'm just going to grab my fabric glue again. Once again, it's just going to be folded over and temporarily sort of held in place until I can sew sort of around it. I might just pop it on the fabric itself, it might be a little bit easier. So try and do this as quickly as possible so I'm not creating too long of a video for you guys. That's one side. Might just speed this part up for you guys. Alright you guys, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to quickly duck over to my sewing machine, which is right next to me here, and I'm just going to go around this fabric here just to reinforce it all so it doesn't go anywhere, because the glue really doesn't hold it. So I'm just going to pop off now and do that, so I'll be right back with you. Alright you guys, so I've just sewn around the inside of my fabric here just to sort of hold it in place, and yeah, disclaimer, this is not going to be a neatly made journal. I'm just trying to whip this up really quickly so I can get started. It's very messy, as you can see here. It's not sort of tight across the chipboard, just hanging down, but that's, you know, that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to flip it over. This is actually my front cover, so you can see the spine there, and I'm just going to cover it with this fabric. Now I think I sort of was tossing up between decorating the front cover and leaving it plain. I think I'm going to leave it plain because I couldn't decide really. I'm pretty terrible at doing covers. Yeah, I couldn't really decide what I wanted it to look like, and I did get this beautiful sari silk from Sophia, so I'm going to use this just to wrap several times around the front and just make a really pretty bow, and then, you know, I'm going to have the buttons along the side there that'll make it a bit more festive, and then everything on the inside, so I think it'll be okay. It looks Christmassy enough. So we'll pop this beautiful sari silk aside. And I am not going to go to all the trouble of making my edges neat here. What I'm going to do, actually, is I'm going to leave like some overhang here, and then I'm going to do what I did here, and I'm just going to stitch sort of around the frame of it. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue and just stick it down, then I'll probably just trim it around with some scissors. Like I said, it's going to be very roughly put together, this journal, but it's all about the memories anyway, so that's okay. And anyway, I get a little bit upset at myself if I make a journal that I really love and I just don't complete it on the inside, and it sort of feels like a waste to me, so I get really annoyed at myself for not finishing things. So at least, you know, if I don't succeed in this one this year, then, you know, I haven't put too much effort into the book itself, so it's okay. I'm just going to try and dot some around this here. Alright. And I'm not going to do any pockets or anything like that either, so I'm just going to lay that there. Gosh, I was just trying to think if I did that the right way around, but I did. So there's my front cover. I'm just going to trim this off now with my terribly blunt scissors. I need to really do a run to Spotlight and grab glue and thread and scissors and all those staples that you need. So this is just going to be cut around here. I quite like the overhang too, so alright you guys, so what I'm going to do now is just go around the border of this, and I'm probably going to go around the spine as well to outline it. I'm hoping I've got enough thread to sort of do that. I did run and I found this little spool here with a little bit more left on it, so I might be able to pop that one in as well, and hopefully we can get once or twice around this cover. So yeah, so that's it, and I will be back with you when it's all done. Alright, so I just went around the cover with the white thread that I had, and I kind of just felt my way around the cardboard to give sort of a wonky outline and spine. As you can see, it's wonky, but you know, it's fine. So, and please, sorry, excuse the banging. They seem to be sort of going full force at my neighbour's house, trying to get it done, I think probably before Christmas. So yeah, a lot of banging and stuff today. So this is what it's looking like now. The spine I'm gonna do with some sort of buttons down it, and I was thinking about just leaving the cover plain, but then I started playing around with a few things. So I've got this piece of netting here, and then just very simple, a piece of music paper, and this little girl that was from, I think, Graphic 45, like a cut apart sheet. There she is there. So it's from that one. So I thought I might pop her on the front like that, but I'm not sure. So I'm just going to sit here and I'm going to stitch around with some red thread. I'm going to keep it completely loose. I'm not going to adhere it to the front just yet. Then I'm going to come back and see what it looks like. So I might just pop a little bit of glue on the back here, just to hold it to this netting piece. And you know, I did play around with other layers and things like that, but I kind of, sometimes, you know, it's better to keep things more simple. So that's why I've just gone with these sort of layers here, 3 layers. Adds a little bit of texture. So, goodness, I don't know what they're doing outside today, but they're very noisy. Alright, so I'm just going to sit here now. Maybe, yeah, you guys probably can't see, so I'll just stitch off to the side here and pop some music on for you guys. Okay, so I just stitched probably like 3 times around that, and I was contemplating going around the actual picture itself, but then I thought it'd be too much. So I'll just pop this one over here and let's just see what it looks like. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it on or not. It's not going to be an issue to just pop some glue and stick it on. I'm just going to pull this because I kind of want this netting here to fray as well. I think that'll look really nice. Just going to try and pull some at the top here if I can. So let me know what you guys think about the little girl on the front here, or if I should leave it plain, but for now I'll just keep it off and keep it to the side. Typically what I do when I make things up, I always tend to go with whatever I'm doing as opposed to leaving things off. So I probably will end up sticking her down, but for now anyway, we'll leave her off. And I'm going to work now just with putting a few pages on the inside. Like I said, I'm going to keep it really simple. No more than 25 to 30 pages, one single signature. I'm just going to whack 3 holes down here. Not going to measure, you guys, not going to make a template or anything like that. I'll just poke some holes through with an awl and tie it up. So I'm going to go and gather up some papers now, and we'll make a very quick and rough signature. Alright, so you know, I just decided to pop this on in the end, so it'll just be like that, very simple. And now I've gathered up a few papers to just create a signature. I'm going to have a mixture of plain and scrapbooking paper, I think, and different kinds of paper. I do have this collection by Kaisercraft. What is it called? I'm just trying to think. Under the gum leaves collection, and I think this will be quite nice to use, like this paper here, because one of the places that I like to go to, especially when I do have these passes that we got for our family, is called Paradise Country, and it does have koalas and kangaroos in it. So, oh, it actually has emus too. But it's a very, very small little wildlife park. But I thought that'd be quite nice for when I go to visit that during the month of December. It's quite a nice page to have. So, and then on the back, I think that's just like a stripey. These are stickers that I might pop in while I'm working on it, so I'll just pop that to the side. This one here, just very simple. It's called Wild Flora, so I guess that kind of goes with the floral cover that I've got. So that one, this one here, it's kind of, I've cut into it already, but I don't, because it's only a 6x4, I'm only going to use a little bit of that, and that's actually really a lovely one as well. It's got a nice painted effect. So I will mix these 3 scrapbooking pages in with plain tea stain paper. I do have a lovely vintage children's book. It was a Rudolph, I think, from the 1950s or 60s. So there's Rudolph, so I'm going to use that page. There's a card, an envelope, there's another envelope, there's a little piece of paper. Just gathered up a few things. I don't know if I'll use those. This one here is an old, it's like a Christmas Carol book. I've got quite a few of them. They look like this. I think this is the same one, but I did have a couple, so I'll use this one. And then this vintage green grid paper and vintage lined paper. So we will go ahead now and I'm just going to fold some papers. Oh, and I did have this awesome, gosh, what do you call it? It's like an index card, I think. But I pulled the one that says D for December, and I thought maybe, I don't know if it's going to fit. I might have to cut it down, but it might be quite nice sticking out a little bit with that. So, and then, you know, I'm going to create tabs and things, I think, on the side of this. So we'll pop everything aside, and I'm just going to quickly fold some of these pages up. And I mean, I don't know that I have 25 here, but we'll see. And yeah, like I said, if I want to add more in, then I'm just going to tip them in with a bit of tape, a bit of washi tape, Christmas washi tape or masking tape or something like that. So I really adore this vintage lined paper. So, and this grid paper, it adds sort of a nice mix for you to play around with and to back your photos and things like that. So this one here is quite large. I'm just kind of going to have a look and see. So it's going to be way too big, so I'm going to guesstimate. Just fold a little bit in there, and then this one here can go in, and it can just flip out. And I'll probably just trim that off at the bottom, I think. So yeah, that'll be fine just to flip out in the journal. And I'm going to do the exact same thing for this because I don't want to lose this illustration. It's just beautiful. So yeah, it's actually really big. I wonder if I should use 2 of these. My cat's just scratching to get out of the room, so I'll just let him out. Alright, so what I might actually do with this one is I'm going to just, this is such a large piece, I'm just going to tear it right down the middle, and then I'm going to fold it like this so that I can see Rudolph there. And don't know if I'll use this one. Or I might do, and then I might just cover it with a bit of paper. So when I've put the signature together, I might just do a little bit of rough stitching. Yeah, depending on if I want to cover some of this writing up, I might grab some plain tea stain paper and just make a little journaling spot over here. Maybe you can still see some illustration. I'm not too sure, but we'll pop that in the pile for now. And just fold these plain tea stained ones. You can't go wrong with tea stain paper. So I might create a sort of a red border around those ones. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I might do 5 tea stain pieces. And then I've got this piece that I've sort of, I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to chop it down there. So I'll do the same with this one. I'll make these ones, I think, full 6x4 size. And the same with this one. And I want to actually, I'll gather up a few more envelopes because I didn't make any pockets in the front of this cover, so envelopes are always a great way to store your embellishments and bits and pieces. Alright, so I'm just going to grab my cutter and we'll cut these down. Alright, so just grab my cutter here. I do have this viscose one here. The one thing that kind of bugs me about this cutter is I never know where 6 inches is on it because it bends here, and yeah, I don't know where it's supposed to be located, but so what I'm going to do is just guesstimate. Hang on, sorry, 1 minute guys. Sorry about that guys, I do have my eldest son home from school now. He's finished his exams and he just popped in to ask me a question. So he didn't realise I was filming, but it's okay. Yeah, no, he finished his exams up on Friday and he's now finished year 10, so I am really proud of him. So what I'm going to do is just cut this little bottom piece off here. And sometimes these are actually really nice to use as borders. So I like to save those, so I'm going to keep that. And I want to keep the koala, so that's the side I'm going to cut down. So it's going to be 6 inches, but yeah, it might be 6 1/4, I'm thinking. Because, yeah, I can never tell where the 6 is on this. And yeah, I think, 6 1/4 is going to be fine. Actually, I might even go 6 1/2 for my pages because I did make this 7 inches, and yeah, 6 1/2 I'm thinking. Let me just double check, sorry you guys, I'm just going to see where I want them to sit in here. So I'm just going to grab this. Yeah, I think. Maybe even 6 3/4. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to do these at 6 3/4 high. And I'm just going to have a look and see. They were supposed to be 6 by 4 on the inside, but yeah, I think I might make it 6 by, yeah, I might make it 4 1/2. So it's going to be a little bit bigger. so then at least now we can see our little koala. So what I'm going to do now is I'll pop you guys into fast forward so you don't have to sit here for the next half an hour watching me cut papers, but yeah, you can still see what I'm doing. So I'll have a chat to you after I'm done cutting everything down. Alright guys, so apologies that I've had to put music over when I was assembling my signatures. It was just too noisy with builders and stuff here, so this is what I've kind of come up with. I think that it has approximately 30 sides, but like I said, I can go in and just tip pages in wherever I like, so it's very thin. Not many pages at all, and this divider card I decided to swap it out with C instead of D, so just because I want it sort of sticking out of the book and you can see like C there for Christmas. So this is a Christmas card, a vintage Christmas card. What I've done is I've cut it in half and just tipped it onto the top of this scrapbooking paper here, and then the other half of it is tipped in to the envelope here, which I'll probably pop something. Actually, yeah. You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to trim anything down because I want this sort of layered look in my book. So none of my pages and things are going to be trimmed down. Some are going to be larger than others. I'm just going to stitch this here. So bear with me 2 seconds. I'm just going to grab a zigzag stitch and stitch this on. So just very quickly stitch that to there so it can sit in nicely now. I think this went in like this. And now what I'm going to do is probably go through my little book here, and I've got some little pieces of fabric and stuff, and I'm just going to add them as tabs, and I'm going to stitch them to the page. So I'll grab my glue and just sort of, actually I might just not even glue it. I might just take this straight to my sewing machine. And here comes the noise again from the builders, so I do apologise if you guys can hear that. If it's too loud, I'll have to just pop some music over again. So I'm just going to stitch some tabs on. Alright you guys, I'm really sorry that I've had to put so much sort of music over parts here, but it's been extremely noisy next door and I don't want you guys listening to all that drilling and stuff like that. So what I did is I just went through and just popped a few tabs through the little booklet here, so you can just see not much, there's just a couple, and then right in the center is going to be this index card. It's not going to be sewn in. I'm gonna tip it in like that, so that won't be sewn in right now, but it's gonna sort of stick out like that. And yeah, it looks really thin how it is now, but it will bulk out as time goes on and as I add things in. And yeah, I think that I'll leave it the sewing. I'm not too sure what I'm going to do actually. I might play around with it and then I'll sew it in and I'll come back and show you guys what I've done. I probably made the spine a little bit too thick for just a single plain signature, so it's just going to sit in the middle like this. It might look a little bit odd that it's not sort of sitting at the front of the book like this, but yeah, I'll play around with it anyway you guys, and I'll come back and I'll show you where I'm at and I'll stitch it in, and then I'm going to sort through and see. I think I've got, yeah, I do have some buttons around, so I'm going to pop some buttons in there, but yeah, I'll talk to you guys a little bit later this afternoon when things have quietened down and I've sort of completed this, and yeah, I'll chat to you soon guys. Alright you guys, so I'm back now and it is quietened down a whole heap, so yeah, I do apologise for having to sort of speed things up and add music and things like that. It's just kind of really noisy today and I still wanted to carry on. So this is my journal, it's completed. I added this sari ribbon, but I really don't think it needs it, so I'm not too sure that I'm going to keep that on. It sits quite nicely as it is right now, or I might just grab this organza ribbon and use that instead. I'm not sure just yet. I'll see how bulky it gets. So everything's sewn in. You guys didn't see that process. So I've just done one single signature. Like I said, this is a small journal, so it measures, gosh, it's going to be very rough. I originally wanted it around about 6x4. It ended up being a little bit bigger than that because, as you can see, I've left the edges here like loose, so you can't really count that in the size, but yeah, maybe it's around about 7.5 high by, excuse me, about just under 5.5 wide, and then it's got a 1-inch spine. and just one single signature. So I'll take you through it now. I did a teeny little bit of decorating, nothing too much, because I was starting to get a little bit carried away and I wanted to save that for when I'm actually working in the journal. So as I said before, I didn't cut down any of the pages. Well, I cut the pages that I had down to 6x4, but I didn't trim them up. I just sort of left them uneven. The middle ones will stick out more than the ones at the front, and that I did that on purpose, just so it gives it sort of a layered look. I don't know if I showed you guys the buttons, they're a bit wonky, but just white, green and red just along there. That's my favourite one actually, because it looks kind of, it's very old. And yeah, I think I mentioned I decided to go with just sticking this on the front, this little girl with some music paper, very simple. And then you go inside, this is just that brown, look, it's really wonky, you guys. This is a Christmas card, and I've just added a few tabs and things throughout, so that's just sort of tipped in. Gosh, I've got threads everywhere, I'm going to have to go through and tidy it up. It's tipped into this piece of scrapbooking paper here, this gold one. And then it's just a mixture of pages, lined pages you guys saw. This is a bit of ribbon here, plain tea stain paper. This isn't an envelope, but something's tipped in on the back, so the masking tapes come through here. But I can then go and use that as a pocket. This is green grid paper with a little bit of lace here. This is the music page that I sort of folded in, so that folds out like that. And yeah, I did a little bit of decorating, nothing too much. Where there was some tea stain pages, I went through with some of the offcuts and just popped them, sewed them onto some of the plainer pages. A little bit of ribbon there. Just a little bit of that green grid paper, I just sewed that on as well. So it just sort of extends the page out a little bit too. There's Rudolph, which is just such a sweet illustration. I love that. And on the back there. Same there. These were stickers actually that came from the Kaisercraft collection, so I'll probably use some of those throughout it as well. And yeah, lined paper, that's just a little bit of, I don't know, you know what I do there. Sort of just tucked it in and sewed. This beautiful koala, I'm glad he made it in. The tab, that kind of just flipped out there. I thought maybe I could just write a little bit there and stick a photo here, but that's where I was starting to get carried away, so I kind of just stopped myself, and I'll decorate later on. This is the middle of the signature, and I've used this divider, this sort of C, so you can sort of see it sticking out for Christmas here. And I think that's nice, a nice sort of touch there, something a little bit different anyway. And it just repeats, and I'm thinking that there's around about 30 pages. I'll just work with what I've got, and if I need to add more, then I'll just tip them in. So yeah, look at this beautiful reindeer page here. So that is about it, you guys. It just repeats. Music paper. This is the other half of that Christmas card. I just tipped that onto the back of that envelope there, so you can still see the little sentiment that says wishing you joy at Christmas, or maybe not all of it, but happiness in the new year. And yeah, that is about it. I tipped in this envelope and I chopped off the bit there because I didn't really want that coming over onto this page or anything, so that's just another little pocket that's been created. And that is the back of the journal. So I am going to try my very hardest to complete this little journal throughout December. I already went to Paradise Country to see the koalas and kangaroos yesterday afternoon, so I've got a brochure and things I can pop in here now. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would have seen maybe my live or that showing the little koalas and things. So yeah, anyway, I hope this video isn't too long. I haven't really kept track of it, so if it is too long I may have to split it into 2 parts, but hopefully it's under an hour. But yeah, I hope you guys are all having fun with your December dailies or December journals, and yeah, thank you to everyone on Instagram that's given me the inspiration to try again this year. Fingers crossed we'll make some progress, but yeah, hopefully I'll be back soon. Maybe I can film some videos of creating in here a little bit. That might help hold me accountable to finishing it, so I will try and do that for you guys. Aside from that, I do have some vintage ephemera packs that are going to be coming out later on this week, so I will be back filming what's in there. And yeah, hope you guys are having a great start to the week, and I will chat to you in the next video. Bye guys!